Hello. Welcome to another edition of me explaining my songs. Alright, The Perfect Storm. That was one of the newer songs I wrote. It was a very fun song. I mean, it's something that's a good addition to the album to keep the flow, you know, like I have a lot of low tempo songs. I've had like maybe a few ballads in there, so we figured we needed to add a real rockin' song to make the album a little more cohesive in terms of its sound and what it brings to the table. You know, I'm not a sad donkey, okay? I don't just write sad songs. So I wanted to let everyone know that I can make fun things too. Like, I mean, The Perfect Storm is not a happy song anyway. It's also a song about struggle. When I wrote this song, I was visualizing how a homeless man would feel if he was in a shelter in the middle of a hurricane. Like, what now? What the fuck is next, you know? So, and I thought it would be cool to write something about that because it's something that Miami people like myself or anybody in Florida really deal with because we get hurricanes every year, and hopefully there's not one coming this year because, you know, I got shows I gotta do, you know? So just stay in the Atlantic, please. Stay in the Atlantic, alright? You got dreams, you got wishes, trying to make it to something that's so bizarre that people are gonna question, oh my god, like, why, you know? But it's because you love it, right? It's bizarre, like what I'm doing, trying to make it in the entertainment world, it just seems out of reach for most people. I would say it's the most positive in the discography, you know, just to uplift the spirits, you know. We all have dreams. While you're here on this earth, breathing the air that you're breathing, you still have a chance to make it. As crazy as it sounds, because when you die, you die. It's done. It's over. You got no chance anymore. So whatever time you have here on this earth, just make it count. It all depends on what you do, you know, to make it. So just block out the noise from people that are like trying to hurt that chance, and just be focused, you know. It's gonna be hard, you know. It's life. No matter what situation you're in, just don't give up, because tomorrow there'll be a new day. It might be shining brighter than it did the day before, you know. You're gonna have some good days, you're gonna have some bad days, but what should never change is your drive. Do your very best. You got this, man. You got this. Just don't second guess yourself. Stay true to yourself. Come Home is definitely my more heartfelt pieces. I would say it's kind of the opposite of the previous song I had explained to you guys, but don't get it twisted, because it's not about giving up. It's basically sending a message that for everyone that's going out doing their own thing, whether it's, you know, fighting a war and coming back to your kids after like 5 years, or like constantly doing these business meetings from around the world, or like something really bizarre, like something where you have to risk losing relationships, friendships. I lost my most recent girlfriend along the way, you know, because of this lifestyle, and I don't blame her. But one time I decided to come back and try to start things anew, you know, start things off fresh again with the relationship. But, you know, it was already too late. She had already moved on. So, you know, it sucks. But you know, the whole point of the song really is just, it's a cry out of desperation, and just, it's a very normal thing, you know. We're all gonna have setbacks. So that's basically the point of the song. Change Your Mind. Alright, originally that song, the composition of the song was much longer than it actually is now. Shout out to Miguel, of course, with his amazing arrangement ideas. And, you know, it's a song about the result of me coming back home and the relationship that I mentioned didn't work out, and I couldn't change her mind. But it's a song about the most respectful breakup you can have, like the most cordial. If you're not feeling it, you know, it's all up to you to decide if it's gonna work out, because it takes two to tango. It doesn't just take one person to make it fall through. So, you know, it's a song about closure and moving on, and that's Change Your Mind. Okay, so Mr. Had a Good Time, the complete story, it has a more positive ending to the message of the song. We basically know what happens more to the character. Just go back out there and just keep doing what you felt was right in the very beginning. you know, and I put myself back on track to be that guy that you know wants to showcase his talent and obviously do it with the right people, working with the right group of people that aren't gonna like put you in that dark path of partying and all this other stuff. So yeah, I think it's a great addition to the album. Originally, this production was done by Fernie Chappelle, who I was working with before I worked with Miguel, and John wanted me to redo the recording, so that's where the fourth track was into play, Mr. Had a Good Time, the shorter version. And it's great and all, but I wanted to keep that other song that we did because I think it would be a waste of a great piece, you know, of work. And to me, I think it's more impactful. And I'm not trying to say it's better, but it's definitely more impactful. The way it just carries out, and then there's this huge orchestration at the end. It's just awesome, and I wanted to keep that in the album, so I eventually had the freedom to do that. And yeah, now we have two versions. There was never supposed to be two versions. This song was supposed to be the only thing. Like this version here, this song, the longer one, was the original one. And that's a lot of people don't know that, so I wanted to mention that. I think it just gives great closure to the album too, because now he's in control. He's out of that whole mess and just moving forward in life. So yeah. We made it. We got to the last song, and that song is a cover. It's a Peter Gabriel song called Salisbury Hill, and I think it's a great, like, stamp it. It's done. You know, the album is completed with a, you know, with a more positive touch. Peter Gabriel was going through a similar thing. He was leaving his band Genesis because of indifference of opinions as to how the music should sound, and he decided to go solo. And from what I can see from that song, Salisbury Hill, he was climbing up on his hill, like going into the next life, like going into the next chapter, the next phase, trying to see something different out there. You know, that's basically where I'm at now. I'm climbing up my Salisbury Hill. You know, a Salisbury Hill could be anybody's to climb, because it's a song about finding your true passion. And you know, I just think it's just such a great song to add to the album, to really end it off in a nice, sweet way. It's also part of the reason why I named it Genesis to begin with, the album, because Peter Gabriel was a really big influence in my music. John Culver was a huge fan of Peter Gabriel, and I wanted to take him to see Peter Gabriel live because he never had the chance to, and ultimately he couldn't because he passed away. And I went on my own. I wasn't gonna let it down and just not see the show, but it was the most magical thing I've ever seen in a long, long time. You know, when I went to go see Peter Gabriel live at the Kia Forum in LA, which it was the first time I ever went to LA. And my gosh, man, what a beauty it is. You know, I mean, I know there's a lot of poverty there and all that stuff, but man, the music, it just feels so real. It's so acceptable, like, and just they're just so friendly, man. And like, I really want to go back and like really see, you know, more of the culture there. Like, I want to see the Troubadour again. I want to go and see all these other amazing venues in LA. And yeah, it was a great time. It really was. And I will never forget that concert. It's definitely something I'll take with forever. So yeah, so Salisbury Hill. Thank you all so much for watching. You made it to the very end. Wow, I'm flattered. I'm very flattered. Thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna tune out now and get on with my job, my 9 to 5. Fun. Subscribe.